It's a day Hollywood never wanted to face. The world is mourning the death of Diane Keaton, an Academy Award-winning actress, a timeless symbol of wit, style, and authenticity, gone at the age of 79. A woman who taught us that you could be eccentric, brilliant, and vulnerable all at once. Today, the streets of Los Angeles are quieter, the hearts of movie lovers heavier, and the legacy of a true icon immortalized in our memories forever. From Annie Hall to The Godfather, from heartbreak to hilarity, Diane Keaton was never just acting. She was living through her roles. And now, as fans around the world light candles and share clips of her unforgettable laugh, one haunting truth lingers. She once said, "I don't think there's going to be a legacy." But she couldn't have been more wrong. Born as Diane Hall in Los Angeles, California, she grew up in a middle-class family, never imagining she'd one day become one of Hollywood's most adored women. Her career began on stage, in the bold, rebellious 1968 Broadway musical Hair, where she performed topless, fearless, and full of life. That same spirit would define everything she did afterward. When she auditioned for The Godfather, she didn't even know what the movie was about. She later laughed about it, saying, "I just stood there like every other woman, having no idea why I was there, and somehow they cast me." That moment changed her life forever. She became Kay Adams, the quiet yet commanding wife of Michael Corleone, played by Al Pacino, in one of the most powerful films ever made. The chemistry between Diane and Pacino was undeniable, both on-screen and off. Their connection, which blurred the lines between fiction and reality, would echo through decades of Hollywood romance and heartbreak stories. But her greatest triumph came with Annie Hall in 1977, a film that was, in many ways, her own reflection. Woody Allen wrote the character for her based on Diane herself. The film's charm, humor, and honesty earned her the Academy Award for Best Actress and changed romantic comedies forever. And now, after over 5 decades in film, fashion, and art, the news has shaken the entertainment world. Diane Keaton has passed away at 79. The announcement came early this morning from her family, who confirmed that the beloved actress had died peacefully. No cause of death has yet been revealed. Her family has asked for privacy, a final boundary from a woman who always balanced fame with quiet solitude. Never married, Diane adopted 2 children, Dexter and Duke, and often said they were the center of her world. In interviews, she talked about motherhood as her greatest adventure, far beyond the lights of Hollywood. But in recent years, Diane had grown more reflective. In old interviews resurfacing today, she admitted she didn't think much about her legacy. She said, "I don't think about it at all. It's over, done, we did that, moving on." Hearing those words now feels haunting, almost like she was saying goodbye long before the world realized it. The reaction to Diane Keaton's death has been immediate and emotional. Social media is flooded with tributes. Fellow stars like Meryl Streep, Al Pacino, and Goldie Hawn have expressed their heartbreak. Meryl wrote, "There was no one like her. Diane made being different look like the most beautiful thing in the world." Al Pacino's team released a brief statement saying he was deeply saddened and that Diane was his most meaningful screen partner and one of the dearest friends of his life. Younger stars, from Emma Stone to Anne Hathaway, have shared clips of Diane's interviews, her signature laugh, her quirky honesty, her unforgettable sense of style, and fans across the world have turned social media into a virtual vigil. One post reads, "We grew up with her voice. Her movies raised us. Diane Keaton didn't just act, she made us feel alive." Behind the oversized suits, hats, and humor, Diane Keaton was a deeply private soul. Few people knew about her struggles with self-doubt or her fear of fame. She once admitted that she often felt like an outsider in Hollywood, too awkward, too real, too unwilling to play by the rules. She never married, though she dated some of Hollywood's most famous men: Woody Allen, Warren Beatty, and of course, Al Pacino. Yet she always chose independence over convention. In her memoir, Then Again, Diane revealed her touching relationship with her mother, Dorothy, who kept journals her entire life. Diane said reading them after her mother's death inspired her to write, to observe, and to keep living fully even through grief. She was also an accomplished photographer and art collector, often spending her weekends renovating homes or walking the streets of LA, camera in hand. She once said, "Curiosity is my favorite thing about myself." That curiosity defined her until the end. Hollywood insiders are calling her passing the end of an era. Film historians say Diane Keaton's work changed the image of women on screen. She wasn't just the love interest, she was the story. Critics credit her with pioneering a new kind of authenticity in acting. Natural, unpredictable, deeply human. Stylist insiders add that her androgynous fashion sense, from wide-brimmed hats to tailored suits, reshaped Hollywood's definition of femininity. Designer Ralph Lauren once said, "Diane Keaton didn't follow fashion. Fashion followed her." And entertainment journalists note how her rare interviews always carried wisdom, a mix of humor and philosophy, reminding people that true artistry lies in being unapologetically yourself. Diane Keaton's death isn't just the loss of an actress, it's the closing of a chapter in Hollywood's golden storytelling. She represented a bridge between the old world of Hollywood glamour and the new age of authenticity. For many, she was proof that you didn't need to fit the mold. You could create your own. Her passing leaves a void, not just in cinema, but in the way audiences relate to characters. The honesty she brought to every performance made people feel seen. And though she said she didn't believe in her own legacy, her films will continue to whisper her truth. That imperfection is beautiful, that life is strange and funny, and that love, in all its forms, is worth living for. In many ways, Diane Keaton's death recalls the passing of other Hollywood legends, like Audrey Hepburn and Betty White, women who redefined elegance, humor, and grace. Like them, Diane never stopped evolving. She aged on-screen with honesty, embracing wrinkles, gray hair, and all the changes that come with time, turning them into symbols of strength. She stood proudly for individuality, just as she did in Something's Gotta Give, Baby Boom, and The First Wives Club, movies that celebrated women reinventing themselves. Her story reminds us that even in a world obsessed with youth and perfection, authenticity never goes out of style. As one fan beautifully wrote online, she may not have believed in her legacy, but we do. Diane Keaton didn't leave Hollywood, she became part of its soul. Rest in peace, Diane Keaton, the woman who taught Hollywood how to be real.